Hello everyone and welcome back to the Criterion Corner, and today I'm going to be reviewing the latest release from the Criterion Collection UK. It is The Night of the Hunter. Is it worth your money? Is it worth your time? Should you pick it up? Let's get into it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Criterion Corner. I'm glad you joined me back here today to talk about, as I said in the intro, the latest release from the Criterion Collection UK. It is The Night of the Hunter. I was delighted to see that this film was coming to the Criterion Collection UK. And just before we get into it, I'll just give you a bit of an intro to what we're going to be talking about today. And of course, it is The Night of the Hunter, like I keep on saying. It is directed by Charles Lanton, starring Roger Mitchum and Shelley Winters, and it's not a new spy number. No, it is spy number 541. It is just a new film that is now available in the UK. It was available in the US for numerous years. Now we've got it on Region B. You can buy it from H&V, wherever you like. So here it is. And it is 1955, like I said, directed by Charles Lanton. It's an American film. Shot in black and white, and it comes in at a very sweet runtime at 93 minutes. Yeah, I was very happy when I saw that. 93 minutes, very nice, sweet runtime. And today I'm going to be going over, is the film any good? Is it worth your time to dedicate to this film, to buy the Criterion release? I'm going to go over the supplements, the essay, the video supplements, all the stuff like that, all the nice stuff like that. So we'll get into it. But this here, we actually have two discs in this Blu-ray, which you don't normally get. You usually get one. That one disc obviously contains the film and all the video supplements. And obviously, your standard essay, this one's a booklet. Sometimes you just get a bit of slip of paper. This is a booklet. You get two essays in this booklet. So you might be asking yourself, why is there two discs? Is one disc the film and the other disc the supplements because there's so many? Yes and no. The first disc is the film and all the supplements, but the second disc is the biggest kind of special feature that this release is offering you. Is a 2.5-hour documentary on the film. So it's a film within itself, so to speak. So you technically get two films in this, if you like. You get the actual film, and you also get a massive feature-length documentary about the entire making of the film. But we're going to go into all the different kind of making of documentaries you get in this Blu-ray. But yeah, let's just get into the review, because I'm sure you're wondering, is this film good? Is it worth your money? I don't want to be watching a terrible film. Well, don't worry, you are in luck, because this film is far from terrible. This was actually great. This really was really good. You've got Robert Mitchum. I don't want to give too much away from the plot, because I don't usually like to know much about what I'm going into, unless if it's good or bad. So I'm not going to say much about the plot. But you got Robert Mitchum playing this kind of preacher, and if you know Robert Mitchum, you know he can be quite a sinister guy. The characters he plays, he's quite intimidating. I mean, he was in Cape Fear as Candy. If you've seen the remake, the Scorsese remake, he plays De Niro's character, the kind of crazy evil guy in the film. And I must say, out of all the performances I've seen from Mitchum, this one is his best. It really is. It's unsettling. It's creepy. It's just, especially when he's singing as well. When he's singing, it really... I mean, the acting across the board here is fantastic. Might have been something to do with how Charles Lanton is actually an actor. He's an actor. This is the only film he directed. He only directed this one film, so it kind of makes sense that all the performances in this film are great, because he is an actor. He was in... I think his most notable role will probably be The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the 1939 one, and he also played Henry VIII. He's an English guy, a very theatrical guy. He was in the theatre and things. He directed lots of theatre productions and stuff like that. Because the main character isn't Mitchum. It's actually these children. It's from the perspective of these children. And you've got the child actor, Billy Chapin, in the film, who is so good. Really fantastic. He's so good in the film against Mitchum. And of course his sister, I forget the actress who plays his sister. She's actually on the cover here. The cover kind of tells you a lot about what this guy's about. I mean, just look at the cover, for crying out loud. You've got this guy here, very old, and he's got this little girl sat on his knee, and she's not looking very happy, and he's looking quite sinister. And you also get a really good Nice look at the beautiful black and white cinematography in this film, just from that cover. So yeah, performances across the board, the direction is great. Like I said, especially when Mitchum is just singing these kind of religious songs, it's just like, ooh, you know, not nice stuff. And it's a good story. It flows well. It does come in with a few pacing issues, I must say, even though it's 90 minutes long. I do believe when I rewatch the film, it will improve. But yeah, I just thought a bit of the pacing kind of, but I don't know. I'm going to rewatch the film at some point because it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it is definitely recommended by myself. I'll probably give it a 4.2 out of 5 at this moment. The music was also quite good. In fact, Launton had the composer on set, which was very unusual. He also actually had the editor on set as well. So yeah, he had those guys on set. And I guess it worked. So yeah, thank you, Charles Launton, for making such a good film. Yeah, highly recommended. Now let's get into the actual bonus features you get with this release that Criterion have very kindly put out. Thank you, guys. Very kind of you. So obviously you get the video stuff, but I'm going to just go into the essay now. So like I said, you get 2 essays in the film, or in this edition, in this nice booklet here. Very nice booklet, and they're quite short. The first essay is called Holy Terror by Terence Raftery, I think, which it argues that the film is a horror film. And I might end up watching this around Halloween time because it is quite gothic, it is quite sinister, especially with Mitchum's character. So yeah, I might find myself rewatching this around October time. And this is the best essay out of the 2. The first one, the one arguing that it's a horror film, because it doesn't just argue about that, it goes into a bit of the context. A lot of the special features go into the context of the making of the film naturally. This essay does it very well. It's very well written, and it's at a good pace. I read it quite quickly because it's at a good pace. It's very digestible information. The next essay, it's not essential. If you don't really want to read both, I would read the first one, not the second one. The second one isn't as good, really. I mean, I guess it's better well written. There's lots of big words in it. It goes a lot into James Agee, who wrote the film. Really good. It delves into a lot of him. It's basically just talking about him and what he did writing the film, but it's nothing you wouldn't know if you don't watch any of the special features. Okay, so that is the essays. Now let's move on to the actual video special feature. Okay, so I've got my book out here just so I can read to you each special feature you get. So the first one is, of course, a commentary recorded in 2008 with second unit director Terry Sanders, film archivist Robert Gritt, film critic FX Feeney, what a name, and Preston Neil Jones, the author of Heaven and Hell to Play With, the making of The Night of the Hunter. So you get all those guys, very obviously knowledgeable gentlemen on the film, talking about it. So yeah, if you want to watch that, that's there for you. Then you get the making of The Night of the Hunter. This is a 40-minute long documentary. I watched it and I thought, well, it definitely focuses on the development of the film. Certain actors being considered for the role of the preacher. Initially, Launton himself wanted to play the preacher, and then they considered Laurence Olivier, and then it went on to Robert Mitchum. Of course, turns out one of the greatest performances in his career. Yeah, it's just your standard stuff. Lots of interesting facts of the production. It's 40 minutes long, but I'll get on to something else later that may or may not will make you want to watch this 40-minute documentary, because there's a 2.5-hour documentary, there's a 40-minute one, and I'll move on to a 15-minute one as well. But next we've got Simon Callow on Charles Launton. It's only 10 minutes long. It's a very interesting piece. I believe Simon Callow wrote a book on Launton, so he's very knowledgeable on the guy. It's 10 minutes long. It's worth a watch, really is. Give it a go, seriously. So then you've got Moving Pictures, which is the 15-minute documentary. And it's a more condensed version of the 40-minute documentary. So if you don't have 40 minutes, or you don't love the film enough to dedicate 40 minutes to the production of the film, then give the 15-minute one a go. Trust me, it's literally 15 minutes long. Not long, and it's a more condensed version of the 40-minute one. So yeah, it's different. It's a different documentary, but it gives the same. It's communicating the same point. Then you get an Ed Sullivan Show scene that was not in the film, performed by the actors. It's only 3 minutes. It's not essential, but it was interesting to see. And then you get an interview with Stanley Cortez, the cinematographer of the film. Cortez also worked with Orson Welles. He shot The Magnificent Ambersons, which is also available in the Criterion collection. I just hung it up here. So Cortez, you know, if you want to get your Cortez cinematography, there it is. That's the UK Criterion as well, so you can go out and buy it if you're in the UK. And that is 12 minutes long, so it's not bad. If you're interested in cinematography and stuff, or Cortez himself, give it a watch. And then you get a collection of sketches that the author of the book, which the film is based on, what's his name? Davis Grubb. He basically sketched down all these different things, like of scenes from the book, and they pretty much use them as storyboards. So you can just look at these sketches at your own leisure, at your own pace. There's no, it's like a slideshow pretty much. So that could go on for hours or it could go on for 2 seconds. It depends if you're interested in it. It was interesting for me. And you get a trailer. So that is everything you get in disc 1, and then of course in disc 2 you get the 2.5 hour documentary, which I'll be honest, I didn't watch because it's 2.5 hours and I didn't want to dedicate 2.5 hours to the film. Even though it's great, it's not a masterpiece. So yeah, if you really, really love the film, go for the 2.5 hour documentary, knock yourself out. So I think that rounds up my review on this film and on this Criterion release. Is it worth your money? Definitely. Maybe pick it up in the sale if you're not ready to go for it at full price. Is it worth your time? Of course it is. And are you going to pick it up? I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've seen the film, what are your thoughts? If you haven't seen the film, have I convinced you? Have I persuaded you to go off and buy the film and watch it? Hopefully I did, and hopefully you are not disappointed. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and of course I will see you again in the next one. Bye.